once you take public money, the public should know who get their money.
Must be accountable for it.
And now once you want to say, no, MacKenzie is exposing things, who are you? When you are minister, you mustn't expose us. I'm the minister now. Let me do what I do as the minister. We are going to bring out everybody that received money. There are people, I'll make you an example with netball. Netball South Africa was paid 2.5 million, which is nothing compared to individuals. They was paid 20 million. For what? One individual, for instance, I went to go and see, what you guys spend 20 million on this individual? Now we bought him a building. A building! No, we're renovating his building for 20 million. Can you really, and we are bringing the individual out next week also. How can you spend 20 million for renovations on an individual while you have a national team like Netball SA getting 2.5 million? That nonsense is stopping. We are going to bring out, and then when I'm done with it, I'm now going to see who made this possible in my department. And then I will deal with them ruthlessly.
Minister.
Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Please do make sure that you are subscribed, and also there is a join button below if you want to become a member of this channel. So listen, you guys, we're going to talk about the reaction of the people that were on the list as to what's going on with that. You know, what are the people saying, the people that were on the list. But also, you guys, I'm going to talk a little about this discussion that is coming up about whether what the Minister MacKenzie did is lawful. Okay, did he break any laws? Okay, so we're going to go through this article on The Citizen where they are explaining what's going on there. Okay, listen, you guys, I can just imagine Mr. MacKenzie's first day at work, because you know, like when you get to work on your first day, they are showing you this is, they are still trying to put your finger there by the door to make sure that you can come in the morning. They're giving you your set of keys. They are sorting out your email, your access to the system and all of that. And then there's an employee that wants to be your friend so that she can give you the tea about who is liked by the boss, who is sleeping with the boss, all of that, you know. MacKenzie had none of that, okay? He got to work and he was like, let's work, okay? He was like, even if you use my Google email, I don't care, okay? Whatever. You're sorting out my email, it's okay. I have a Google email, let's work. And he was like, give me these lists, okay? When he looked at the list, he was like, we need to release this list. You know what the interesting part, you guys, is that obviously, with everybody getting the money, some of them deserved it, some of them didn't. But for those that were not supposed to get the money and they did, there was obviously people internally, you know, pagati in the department that helped with that, okay? And I'm sure that those people are shaking because the minister is like, okay, let's just release it, okay? I know people are saying, why is the list released? I think it's different, you guys. If I'm having financial troubles and I'm like, let me go to my bank, okay? Because I've banked with these people for a while. Let me see if they can give me a 10K, you know, to cover my expenses until the end of the month. That is different, you guys. That is personal information that the bank is not just supposed to, you know, disclose to everybody unless I've broken some law, you know, and there's a case going on, okay? And the judge is like, we need to see those records. But that is personal because I'm taking a loan from, you know, a private institution and I'm going to pay it back with interest, okay? Nobody needs to know about that. It's different when it's public funds, okay? Because all of us have contributed to the public fund. So now, when the public fund is being distributed, especially because so many of us were affected by COVID, but we never saw anything from the government. So if there are people that saw money from the government, even though some of us contributed, but we don't get to benefit from it, it's like the same thing as NSFAS, you guys, okay? We're the taxpayers paying, but they'll be telling you, when you are working, you can afford. When you actually cannot afford, and you can prove it to them that you cannot afford to pay the university fees, but we don't benefit, okay? So I feel like the best thing that we can get as the taxpayers is just to know where our money is going, okay? What is the problem with that? And someone else might say, you know, in a bigger scheme, you know, like honestly, that money is not a lot if compared to the money, all of the money that is being misused by the government. But I'm like, listen, but even if we can just see one department, okay, if we can just see it in one department, it's enough for us. Maybe next year we can get another department, or in the next term we can get another department disclosing such information. So you guys, listen, there are 3 reactions that we are getting from people that are on the list. There are people that just went quiet, okay? I guess those people listen to their grandmothers who taught them that if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. So they are keeping quiet and they're just praying for these things to die down, you know, quickly, okay? And then there are people that came out and say, why are our names out there? Those people are the people that we need to look at very closely, okay? Because why are you not wanting us to know that our money was given to you? Okay, so those people were like, okay. And then there are people that are like, listen, I did get the money from the government, okay, and it is what is written on the list. And in fact, I think that it's a good idea that the minister is doing that, okay, even though some of them we might still need to look closely at them. But I do feel like, you guys, it's likely that those are the people that did not do anything shady to get the funds, okay? So I think that is a good thing. MacG, you guys, is one of those people that have said that he fully supports the minister's decision to publish the list, okay? This is MacG, you guys, because he got 75,000 rands from the fund. Other people have said, you guys, that, listen, MacG had already disclosed this information before on the podcast. I don't remember hearing it, but I haven't watched every single episode when it comes to the podcast. So it says here from the Citizen, broadcaster MacG has welcomed the Minister of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, Gayton MacKenzie's release of the list of beneficiaries of government funding during the COVID-19 pandemic, despite being revealed to have received 75,000 rands. We acknowledge the financial support we received from the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture for COVID-19 relief, MacG told the Citizen, okay? The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture paid more than 72 million to 3,962 artists during 2020-2021, which was revealed in an updated list of beneficiaries shared by the department on Wednesday morning. I fully support the Minister MacKenzie's decision to publish the list of beneficiaries, said MacG. I like it for MacG, you guys. I do like it that is his attitude, because he is also a taxpayer himself. So, I mean, he feels like other people have a right to know if he has received this money. Maybe he feels that he didn't do anything shady to get the money. This is the thing, though, that I would like to know. I really would like to know what were the requirements for you to get the money, because my understanding of these COVID-19 relief funds was that it was supposed to be for people that if you were running a business and because of COVID, your business was negatively affected, and they will give you this money, they will help you a little bit. Maybe you had an employee or two that you couldn't pay, and the money was supposed to help you with that. It wasn't just for everybody, because if it was for everybody, then some of us were supposed to get it, okay? Because around COVID time, it was even hard to go to the grocery store and buy groceries, and sometimes you would end up buying from expensive stores that you don't normally buy from, and then the money was just short at that time, even though some of us had employers that were nice enough to still pay us our salaries, even though we couldn't go to the office and work, you guys. So I do wonder, because when you look at that list, some of the people you're like, this one, I don't see her or him work that much anyway. Was he even working in 2020 or 2021? So you not making money in 2020 and 2021, was it because of COVID or Valenji? Say you will before COVID came at that time. That is my question, okay? That is my, if he can just share that information, Minister, what were the requirements for people to get the money, you guys? But there are people that you look at and you're like, hey, I want to know what affect COVID imali engaga, you guys. So the next point that I want to talk about, you guys, is this point of people saying, was it legal for MacKenzie or Mr. MacKenzie? Listen, you guys, he deserves it. Is he not a doctor? Can we give him a PhD for just his first week at work? honorary PhD for him for just what he did on his first week at work. Okay, Mr. MacKenzie's disclosure of the list, was it legal in terms of the Poppy Act? Listen, you guys, when the Poppy Act came out, none of us even cared what the Poppy Act situation was about. Okay, what was this act about? But for some reason, okay, when the minister releases the list, we're like, hey guys, remember that Poppy Act? Remember that thing called Poppy Act? You know? Can we use it against MacKenzie? Okay. So this is what they're saying. Did Sports, Arts and Culture Minister Gayton MacKenzie violate people's legal right to privacy? You can't be private while taking public funds. You can't. It's like even Imalia grant and pension and all of that, you can't really, okay? There are times where you have to disclose that you are getting it, okay? So did he violate people's legal right to privacy when he released the list this week of artists and creatives who received funding from the government? Comments on social media by some of the list accused MacKenzie of violating the protection of public information, which is the Poppy Act, in making public the information without their express permission. Okay, but while his action may have been considered reckless, it was not unlawful. I like that. I like it because he did say in one interview, you guys, he said, listen, there are more lists coming. I'm still going to tell you about individuals that got millions and millions and millions from this department, and nobody can explain to me why they got the millions. Okay, so the lists will keep coming. Okay, so they're saying while it might have been reckless, or some people might have considered it reckless, but he did not break any laws. Okay. Noma Mtshontshe, director of Mtshontshe Attorneys Inc., noted that the Poppy Act states that personal information shouldn't be disclosed for unintended purposes. We are dealing with artists and creatives who sought support from the government, funded by the taxpayer, the public. It's about transparency, okay? It is. I'm loving it. Shouldn't the public know where the tax money go? Shouldn't we know? Okay, we are not getting it, but okay, fine. We're not getting it ourselves. We're not benefiting ourselves, but shouldn't we know where the money goes? Okay, you can't be out here telling us, Mina, I only received 20,000 rands. From where? From us, okay? The ANC Youth League slammed MacKenzie's conduct and labeled as disgraceful and unacceptable. This is the thing that concerns me about our leading party, you guys. Okay? They don't see this as something that should have been done. Okay? And you guys, let me say this. Okay? We voted the last election. But, you know, sometimes this line, maybe just somehow put it in your mind. They are saying the conduct was disgraceful and unacceptable. Him giving us a list of where our money as the South Africans went to. This is what the leading party is saying, okay? The Parliamentary Committee on Sports, Arts and Culture must hold the department accountable for its action. We demand that the department fulfill its duties while upholding the principles of Batopili. Guys, do I even know what's in the Batopili? Okay, because I think if I remember correctly, there's something about being transparent, okay? Under the Batopili thing, Batopili principles, there's something about being transparent, okay? If I'm not mistaken, even the ANC doesn't know what is the Batopili principles. As the public, we deserve a right to know, with the money that we have paid to our government, what are they going to do with the money, okay? So according to one beneficiary, it would have been more appropriate for the department to first consult the creative about inclusion on the publicized list. Promise Twala, a production and project manager, is one of the creatives who received the funds. She said it was important to remember the Poppy. Hey guys, listen. I think, honestly, everybody must go study the Poppy Act, because everybody is quoting the Poppy Act. But do people know what the Poppy Act says? Okay? Because these are public funds. When we filled the application forms, I did not see a clause stating that the list will be made public at some point. But did you see a clause there that said that you were going to get this money from the public funds? Was it there? you know, but it wasn't there. So when you got the money, did you ask them, you know, they want this thing to work in their favor. Okay, listen, you guys, the list is obviously out there already. I'm sure it was a shock for some people, you know, and maybe it would have been nice for them to be informed that the list was going to be published. But I believe that the minister had said it, was it a day or two before, that this is something that was going to happen. So they should have prepared themselves, okay? Of course, I think that the minister will get a lot of backlash for doing what he did, but me, myself, and I am liking it, okay? And I also saw a video on Twitter where they are saying the other minister there by Home Affairs is doing the things, you know, when it comes to the people that are in the country illegally, okay? So I guess people are shaking things up. I kind of like where we are, guys, as South Africa, because of how unhappy or dissatisfied as the citizens of South Africa we've been with the government that we have had for years and years and years. People that are coming in these positions are kind of wanting to prove themselves, okay? Is it genuine? I don't know. I feel like as long as they're doing the job, I'm okay, okay? Even if it's just for them to get the next vote, okay? It's okay. I'm okay. If you're working just because you want me to vote for you next time, I am okay with that as the South African citizen, as a taxpayer as well. Anyway, you guys, here it is. MacG's says that he supports the minister. On the other hand, people that know a lot about the law are saying, listen, the actions of Gayton MacKenzie was not unlawful. You are dismissed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before Pumegana, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Give it a call.